Good, we are back. First, couple of situations going on. The first is the most important, and it is also related with the coming of the Israelites and also they're rescued from the land of Egypt. It truly shows the understanding, the mighty hand of Yahweh, the true Creator, bringing them out of slavery, of very bad pagan nation, and brought them outside. And they went through the sea. They went and they inhabit the nearby area of the mountain. They received the laws, the holy laws, and they went to the promised land, and there they built a temple. This would show what later would become of Israel and Jerusalem being the model city, and then they would go out in groups as Yahshua taught, and then they would set up camps around the world. So then the people of Israel would experience of being Yahweh himself, what they did to them. And this is what is so profound, because it teaches us that during the 1,000 years of training they were waiting for the Mashiach, and he came and he enabled the people of Israel of being shepherd of those who are outside, as Yahweh himself, he was their shepherd while they were coming out of the land of Egypt. So it's very, very, very profound. So then the spiritual line set in Shavuot, it is the very line that must be cleansed and clear on behalf of the Goys, because this was the point that Israel did not understand when Ruach HaKodesh first came. They didn't understand that it was set up a spiritual nearing line, and this line was linked with the Mashiach. From the outside, then they would have an idea what was going on with the Goy's world, because through this nearing line, they would maintain the services in the Kadosh Kadoshims in each of the camps. And then by their services, they would maintain the presence of Yahweh Yeshua on benefit of the Goys outside. On the benefit of the Goys outside, they would maintain their lives, as Yahweh himself has done for the nation of Israel. It is very, very, very profound, because it teaches us that only the priests themselves, they were so used to the services, and they understand what it means of being in his presence. But then Yahshua would be the first of being in Kadosh Kadoshims, and then they would maintain the spiritual line alive and clear and clean. So it's very profound, because then the nation of Israel themselves, as they would go out and form holy lands around the world, as per instructions of Yahshua, then they would experience themselves what it means of being the Creator, to the point of maintaining those that are coming from the outside as slaves of the world, as they were slaves before in Egypt. So it's very profound. It's truly an honor having this service. And as they are obedient, as Yahshua says, whatsoever Moses said for you to do and observe, these do and observe. Because there was a reason in Shavuot, then the spiritual line was set, and they were to maintain their services as they were doing it before. But then they would go out in groups and would set up precisely what Moses said for them to do, and then they would be linked from heaven through Yahweh Yeshua. And then those people outside, born again, relinked in spirit, they would maintain their spiritual lives outside alive. And the existing line that was set in Shavuot is extremely contaminated, must be cleansed. So then the new Goys coming in, after they repent, then they are relinked, and they have a relinking to relink with. And then the priests in the Kadosh Kadoshims, they maintain this spiritual line clear and cleansed. This is what it means. And then they themselves, Israel themselves, the people themselves, they would experience what it means of having people in their hands, as Yahweh himself had them in his hands. It is very profound. They should pray and they should come to him with thanksgiving, but most importantly, come to him in obedience. As Moses says, whatsoever Moses said for you to do, do and observe. And this was not Moses, it was Yahshua. But then do what Moses said to do. It's very important, because the lives of the goys made in tzaddik, they are dependent upon the prayers of the priests in the Kadosh Kadoshims. They are dependent. The more time takes for them to return to their posts, the more goys making tzaddik they are dying, because they are wanting this relinking of the spirit, and they have to maintain them. It is absolutely important. The other topic is, there is a section, for instance, in Romans, the third chapter of Romans, it states a very interesting point, because on the 20th verse it states, wherefore by the works of the Torah no flesh is justified before him, for by Torah sin is known. And then by this moment we understand that the justice of Elohim without the Torah's demands for sacrifices of animals is no longer in practice, but it was substituted because of the manifestation of Yahshua himself as Yahweh Yeshua. And then the Torah, the Messiah, for every person and everyone that believes in him by faith. And the distinction he meant, for there is no distinction, it is in regards to the sacrifices of animals, in order to satisfy the demands of the Torah. But there are distinctions in terms of, there are the people that are set apart and people that are not set apart, making yet tzaddik. That's why there are the set apart people in their camps, and they are wholly set apart, absolutely obedient. And then the goys outside, they are living by faith in Yahshua, yet being made tzaddik. Understand the point. They are in transit from their goys' lives into tzaddik. That's why they show up at the gate often to receive more instructions, until they are so tzaddik to a point where Ruach HaKodesh says, bring these people into the camp for further training, to form another group, so they go out and form another holy land. And then closes the circle. But this is what it means in Romans, the 3rd chapter. More coming up.